Yo! What's going on, everybody? You're watching Giants Now by Chat Sports. I am your host, Marshall Green. Happy Monday to everybody out there. I hope everybody had a good, long 4th of July weekend. I know I did. No video on the channel yesterday. That's on me. If you don't want to subscribe anymore, you know what? That's okay. But was out of town. Unfortunately, could not prepare far enough in advance. But I won't let it happen again. All of you deserve better. But seriously, shout out to everybody that's tuned in. We got a lot to talk about on today's episode as we are live. I've been asked maybe once, twice, or 10 times already, Marshall, did you see Malik Nabers throwing millions and millions of dollars in the strip club? I did see it. And he looked pretty cool doing it, to be quite frank with you. But before I give you my thoughts on that, we break down the situation. What are your thoughts on Malik Nabers partying in a strip club over the weekend? Video surfaced of him throwing dollars. Look, to be honest with you, I don't have a problem with it. This is one of those things that, one, it's not illegal. Crazy thought. Partying in a strip club is not illegal. 2, he was working out before this. He posted a video of him putting work on the football field on his Instagram prior to this. And the very next morning, he posted another video of him working out. But you know what? It's July. It's the dead time of the year. Everyone's looking for a story. And Malik Nabers gave everybody the easiest content that they will get all off season long. And that is why they are talking about it. The only thing I don't like about this situation, which I'm fine with it. 1, who the hell has never gone to a strip club? I've never been, obviously, but who hasn't partied in a strip club? I've heard the chicken wings are great. I've heard they're great. Seriously, come on. He's a young kid with a lot of money. Didn't have anywhere to be, so he went and partied. Don't have a problem with it. The only thing I do have a problem with, which isn't really a problem, is why'd you share it to your own Instagram? Like, some things are better left undone. Some things I would rather not see. There's no need for you to share this video to your Instagram story for millions of people to see, because I don't think the video would have gone viral if just that person posted it and it did not get shared. The reason I have a problem with it is because you're a role model. And whether you think partying in a strip club is good, bad, it's probably not ideal for young 8-year-old New York Giants fans to follow Malik Nabers on social media and see that he's partying in the strip club, which, once again, I don't have a problem with. I also don't have a problem with my athletes drinking or smoking weed or doing things that are legal but frowned upon. But I also don't want my athletes posting pictures and videos of them smoking weed and partying. It's all about perception. It's all about how you're viewed. And if you can control the narrative, you should do that. Do not have a problem with Nabers having fun, being a kid, spending his money in a strip club. Crazy. I know. Probably not the first NFL player to ever party in a strip club. Probably not the last NFL player to party in a strip club. I just don't love how he posted it on his own social media. That's, no, he was not smoking weed. I don't know if I said he was. I said I don't have a problem with my athletes smoking weed. He was not. So let's just make that abundantly clear. The point was, all the things you do behind closed doors don't need to be put in front of the public eye. That's where I'm at on that. D-Swag 585 coming in with a super chat. Appreciate you, man. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for showing love. Says $5. Thank you, brother. Who cares? He's a kid, man. Let him have his fun. Come September, he will be on ball. I feel that strongly. And Marsh, the OG, you deserve a day off too, my dude. You know what? I appreciate that, my man. It was good to get away. I'm not going to lie to you. I don't ever really get 4-day weekends, and to be able to go out of town and see some friends I grew up with, soak up the California sun, man, it felt good. It felt good, man. I thrive on the West Coast. D-Swag, we appreciate you, man. Thanks for tuning in. My guy. We're going to get to a mailbag on today's show in about 30, 45 minutes or so. So if you want your questions answered on the show, you have a comment, you have a thought, you have a concern, you want to get something off your chest, drop it in the comment section and use hashtag Giants, or go ahead and super chat. All super chats will be featured on today's show. And since Malik Nabers was partying over the weekend, I mean, we could party a little bit. If we get to $100 in super chats today, myself, producer Reed, we're doing a beer shotgun race. $100 as a team, producer Reed. I thought maybe we just keep the good vibes rolling. If Nabers is going to party, I want to party. I don't know about you.
I want to party.
I'm down to party.
What's that?
My name's Rick, and I like to party. I'm the only one that likes to party. Look, if we get to $100 in super chats, we'll have some fun today. But we're going to talk about Malik Nabers. We're also going to take a look ahead at training camp, some position battles I'm going to be keeping my eyes on, as well as a mailbag. We're going to break down all of your questions and more. Player 2 says, I'm super late to this news, but what happened to Steeps? I don't know what happened to Steeps, but Patrick Seatman, a.k.a. Seeps, he got a promotion, man. He got elevated off Giants Live. He's doing his own thing on Minnesota Vikings now. We're going to beat him week 1, and he's going to be upset about it. I'll tell you that much. He's going to be very, very upset. Rooting for Sam Darnold in week 1. Dropping heart emojis under the Hawk Tua girls picture.
Oh my
That's
God.
more of a problem than partying in the strip club.
I was just about to say that.
Commenting on the Hawk Tua girls photo is worse than partying in a strip club.
And seeing that she quit her job, moving to LA, got a management company, like.
Hey, you only get one moment in this life.
You get one viral video.
I don't blame her. Take advantage of it. This is your moment. Hawk Tua. Oh, what a sweet lady she seems like. D-Swag 585, what's up, man? Appreciate the super chat. He says, let's get that 100, boys. LFG NY Giants. Deal's a deal. We get to $100 as a team today. We'll do a beer shotgun races. We'll have some fun, my man. Joey DeLuca, a real one roll call. What's up, my man? Appreciate you stopping by, and as always, showing love. Joey, I'm sure you've never partied in a strip club before, right? There's no way Joey DeLuca has never partied at a strip club.
And he has no idea what the wings taste like,
no,
right?
He would definitely not enjoy lemon pepper wings. And he says in the comments, hell yeah, I have. Joey DeLuca, you know the Spider-Man meme? Joey DeLuca, Malik Nabers, pointing at each other. Same, but different. Same, but different. My man Joey, we appreciate you. Thomas says, working in the bar and restaurant industry for 40-plus years, I have seen a lot worse. Wait, you're telling me other NFL players party in the strip club? Never would have thought it. Never, ever would have thought it. Dr. Pancake says, I've never even seen myself naked. Okay, that's good stuff right there. The only features on today's mailbag, hashtag Giants or Super Chat. I need all the real ones to drop a comment below and get your questions in. This is the time of the offseason where I just want to chop it up with all of you. We
always see the comments, oh, what are we talking about? Why are we doing a video on this? Let us know what you want to do. What do you want to talk about? We'll talk about whatever.
Now's their chance, man. Now is their chance. If you want to be featured on the mailbag, hashtag Giants in your comment. All super chats are guaranteed to get on today's show. My man Rob Jigga, what's up, man? Thank you for the super chat and always being a real one. He says, what if Waller officially retired in January with the money freed, then when the Barkley situation had been handled differently? The answer to that is no, because the Giants put it like this. You can cut someone prior to June 1st or after June 1st. And Darren Waller, if the Giants cut him prior to June 1st, they would have only saved like $4 million and had a dead cap hit of north of $8 million. But since they waited until after June 1st, I'm sure they had a talk with Waller about that, or they could just allocate the cutting or the retirement post-June 1st. The Giants saved $12 million. So I understand the question, Rob Jigga, because if you had that $12 million back in February, maybe the Giants would have re-signed Saquon Barkley. But no, since that cut and the roster move was allocated to be a post-June 1st move, you cannot therefore use that money prior to June 1st. So unfortunately, no, the Darren Waller situation had nothing to do with Saquon Barkley. What I will say, though, Rob, is that I thought was interesting in the first episode of Hard Knocks. I don't remember if Joe Schoen was talking to John Mara or who he was talking to, but it was a clip that was filmed in February. He mentioned Darren Waller being a part of the Giants in 2024, which is weird because reports came out that Waller told the Giants before leaving for the offseason he was probably going to retire. And for Joe Schoen to continue to think that he was going to be a part of this team, maybe he just said that. I don't know. Maybe we're all just looking into these things too much because it's July and we have nothing else to do and we're getting inside access. It was an interesting way, the whole way Darren Waller's retirement unfolded. But no, they could not use that money to re-sign Saquon, and that's just that. That's just that on that. Player 2 coming in with a $2 super chat. Thank you for the support. Says, he is Odell version 2, so expect some media press drama. I have a talking point in the show coming up. I'll just say it now. Nobody loves tearing down talented receivers more than the New York media. They did it with Odell, rightfully so, probably did it with Kadarius Toney, and it has seemed like even before Malik Nabers was drafted to the New York Giants, he has become the player that the Giants media, not all, there's really good people in the Giants media. This is not a blanket statement, but there are some that I think like to tear people down a little bit. That's New York sports media. That's Knicks, that's Yankees, that's Mets, that's Rangers, that's all of them.
Well,
that's
it's just
all
trying
of
to
them.
find something that you can turn on them, and if they leave, it's like, oh, that's because.
Yep. And I think player 2, you might be their target audience here. You're calling him Odell Beckham Jr. number 2 because he partied in a strip club. He's closer to Odell Beckham because of what he does in between the white lines than anything else in life, outside of going to LSU and being a receiver and being from Louisiana. I'm going to go out on a limb and say something that may not even be true. 95% of the NFL has been to the strip club multiple times. Even your kickers and long snappers. Charles Lawrence, what up, man? $7 super chat. Love that. I'm cool with him partying as long as he don't get in no jam like Henry Ruggs and lose his career. Yeah, we definitely don't want Malik Nabers to do anything that Henry Ruggs has ever done. Look, I knew that this is going to get some people riled up. That's why I didn't even talk about it yesterday. But have a Giants show today. It's the number one topic in Giants football right now. It's the offseason. He worked out that morning. He worked out that next morning. Keep the main thing the main thing. I don't have a problem with it. But what I will say, Charles, is this. It's not a problem until it is. Nothing he's done right now is wrong. But start stacking things up. It's easy to point to. Like Reed said, he leaves. This is why we didn't. We didn't want a receiver that parties in the strip club. Blah, 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 blah. It's not a problem until it is.
I feel like also it's not a problem until it's a distraction.
Yep.
If it's August and he's going to the strip club after he's working out, then that's a little different because you got a game coming up soon, September, October. If he's in season going to the strip club, it's like, all right, you're not Johnny Manziel here.
Yep.
Like,
no, I'm right
focus
there with
in.
you.
But off season, other people are going hanging out at
Daniel
Jones
Jones is going to country concerts, jumping on stage, blacked out, singing the words. I'd argue that. It didn't look like Malik Nabers was drinking in the club. He's not even 21. He didn't have a drink in his hand. I'd say it's worse for the Giants that your quarterback's going up there blackout drunk than Malik Nabers throwing some dollars.
Yeah, people have fun different ways. If you're having fun closer,
no way.
I know. It's crazy, right?
Oh, man.
NFL players like to have fun. Isn't that crazy?
Millionaires like to spend their money. wild, especially young ones. D-Swag, 585. What's up, man? Thank you for being here. And again, the super chats are awesome. Thank you, bro. He says, first, no, he will be better than OBJ. I hope you're right. And I want to say Theo Johnson is going to be a beast, too. This man is nuts. Spent time watching his tape beast mode. One of the most athletic people coming out of the combine recently at that tight end position. We've talked about it 1,000 times on this show. His relative athletic score is in the 99th percentile of all tight ends that have been to the scouting combine. I don't think he was used properly in that Penn State offense. I want to see him be used more as a seam stretcher and a vertical attacker compared to a guy that's running a lot of horizontal routes. And I think he does need to tighten up his technique. He's going to get more comfortable in his body, running routes, nuances of that. Love the pick at Theo Johnson. I think in a year from now we could talk about him being one of the better picks of that NFL draft. I really do believe that. Ryan Liskowitz, what's up, man? $2 super chat says, who won't live up to the hype this season? That's a good question.
It's a great question.
Who won't live up to the hype? I don't like. Man, I don't know. Who's going to fall short of expectations? That makes me ask, who do I have high expectations for? I don't have a good answer for you right now. I don't.
So who won't live up to the hype?
Yeah, like who do I think is not going to play good this year? Essentially,
I mean, because it's definitely not Malik Nabers. He's gonna go crazy.
Be great. If I had to give a name, and I'm not even confident in it, I'm actually confident that he's going to have a good year, and I'm not even sure that there's hype behind this player. But Devin Singletary could maybe be a player we look at the end of the season and say, okay, he wasn't as good as we thought, or he didn't live up to being the RB1. I'm hoping it's not John Michael Schmitz in year 2, or John Runyon, or Jermaine Illuminor. Could it maybe be Isaiah Simmons this year? Maybe a guy like,
I know we were just talking about how good he is, but same thing about Penn State. If the Giants don't use him correctly, Theo Johnson.
Yeah,
like he's got so much talent, but if you don't use him in the right way, it could be a little bit of a. He should be playing better, but he's not. Why?
And I'm like trying to think of what if the Giants' offense is bad again?
Yeah.
Then maybe it could be one of the skill position players, but. When we get to the mailbag and I answer your question, Ryan, I'm going to have a better answer for you because I'm going to be thinking about it all show long. Zach Attack, 5858, $5 super chat. We appreciate you, man. Hard Knocks, episode 1. After it, I am now certain we have the right GM. Hope Mara and his son-in-law continue to let him cook. We have a real plan in place. Yeah, I know there was a lot of chatter. Like, I come into work today after Hard Knocks, and I was like, dude, you like Joe Schoen? Like, I was totally fine with everything Joe Schoen said. Think about it like this. He wants more production from his quarterback. He values wide receiver, pass rusher, and corner over running back, and offensive line over running back, and he didn't overpay a 27-year-old injury-riddled running back. How could you not like any of those things? If you want to kill him for the Daniel Jones contract, be my guest. At the time, I thought it was okay. Now, not so much. I can have buyer's remorse. I'm a YouTuber. He's a general manager. He can't. He's expecting more from him, which I love because, to keep it a buck, he was not good last year. And it wasn't just because the offensive line was bad. But it wasn't the best spot for a quarterback to be successful. Overall, I was thrilled with Joe Schoen in episode 1. Outside of the extremely cringe-worthy first 10 minutes of him eating an Uncrustable sandwich in his car, that was weird and way too long and drawn out. Outside of that, I loved every moment of what Joe Schoen did on Hard Knocks. I loved it. D-Swag, back again. What's up, man? One time for the one time. One time for the one time. What's up, D-Swag? Everyone give me a 585 in the chat. Giants for life. Joe Schoen loved him some peanut butter jellies. It was like in a movie of a documentary where they're going to be talking about someone being big time. Humble beginnings. humble beginnings. I used to eat Uncrustables on my way to games. It was funny.
It's like pick me people.
Exactly. Shout out to The Rock. My man D-Swag, what's up, bro? Kenya! My man, you're looking good in that Knicks jersey and hat, my guy. Keeping it fresh, keeping it playa. Who cares about Nabers in a strip club? As long as he's productive on the field, I don't care if he was with that fine-ass Hawk Tua chick, as long as he produces on the field. Kenya, my man, I'm right there with you. As long as Malik Nabers does more dancing in the end zone than he does on TikTok and on the strip club floor, I'm cool with it. I want to see him dancing in the end zone. I'm right there with you.
It's like we keep saying, it's not a problem until it's a problem.
Yeah.
It's not a distraction until it's a distraction.
The only thing I did not like about it was he shared it to his own Instagram. Like, I don't care about you going to the strip club. I don't care about what you do in your free time. As long as you're on time, what you do when you're off time doesn't affect you at your workplace. You're fine. Gilly, me still not understanding or caring about Hawk Tua. Yeah, I have no idea what it's about either. I knew. It was like a video.
No,
we all I think get it.
But I'm saying the video was like just overnight. Everyone was like, "Oh my God, where is this girl? Where is this girl?" And then she's like, "Yep, I'm quitting my job and I'm going to." I mean, hey, like you said, strike while the iron's hot.
I'm with you, Zach Attack. The Uncrustable stuff in the Hard Knocks was such a humble beginnings play. Absolutely. The only thing I don't love about Joe Schoen, and this could just be me overanalyzing, and maybe to get to the spot he's at, you have to be this type of way. He always speaks as if he's the smartest man in the room. And you never are. You never are. And if you think you are, that's your problem. And number two, you can always get smarter. You can always learn more. If you just think you know everything and you shut off the learning part of your brain, you're going to be in trouble. I just don't always love how he always comes across as, I know absolutely everything. And maybe I'm just overanalyzing that, but I've thought that for a little bit. But that's probably all 32 general managers in the league. You probably don't get to that spot unless you are the smartest person in the room. We're going to get to a mailbag in about 15 minutes or so. We're also $55 away in Super Chats from a beer shotgun race. Let's do it. Ivan says, I didn't get that impression. Yeah, and I'm sure not everybody gets that, but like when he's talking to the pro scouting guy, Rossetti, he's like, who is even going to pay Saquon Barkley? The running back market is oversaturated. Who's paying for him? The Eagles, a team in your division. Like, man thought he wasn't going to get paid. I don't know. Just maybe me looking a little bit too much into the situation. 150 people watching. If you're ready for the show to start, hit that thumbs up icon. Let's go. 150 people watching, only 40 likes. Let's get up to 75 likes right now. If you have liked the video, type me. We're talking about Malik Nabers in the strip club. We're previewing training camp in the top position battles. And then we're going to close the show answering questions from all of you. Zach Attack says he seems balanced. Yeah, like I'm not calling the guy an a-hole or anything like that. I just think sometimes use these a little bit more. Listen to your people that you've hired because you've hired them for a reason. I'll tell you this much. Giants assistant general manager, Brandon Brown, he didn't look like he still believed in Daniel Jones. And he was like cussing so much when he was trying to prove that Daniel Jones was a guy. I didn't love that. Kenya says Joe Schoen is strictly data-driven. Time Man the Buckeye, shout out to you. What's up, man? SB called him KT 2.0. Who's SB? Kadarius Toney 2.0, Malik Nabers? Gavin, what's up, man? David Durant, who cares? Just perform on the field. I think a lot of people, at least, they can say I don't care, but I think they do, considering how much this is being talked about on every single show and every single network. Hit that thumbs up icon if you could. 140 watching, 54 likes. Smash the thumbs up icon. And let's dive into it. Let's dive into it here. Let's talk Malik Nabers, and then we're going to close the show here in about an hour or so with the mailbag with some training camp talk in between. All right, let's do it. Over the weekend, superstar receiver Malik Nabers. We're just going to restart right here. This will be the cut. Jack, doing the cut. It's right here. Let's go. Over the weekend, rookie wide receiver Malik Nabers was seen partying in the strip club with some of his friends. And Giants Twitter, it caught on fire, and everybody is talking about it. We're going to unpack that on today's show. I'll tell you if it's a problem, what I think about it, and really my overarching take of Malik Nabers going to the strip club. Look, I don't really think it's the end of the world, but honestly, let's just restart it. You're not even started right here, brother. You're good. You're good. What up, what up? Rashad in the building. What's up, Rashad? Didn't Plaque shoot himself in the strip club? He definitely shot himself. I don't really know where it happened. I know it was in the club of some sorts. But yes, Plaxico Burress did shoot himself. He did shoot himself. Me either, brother. Rashad says New York doesn't even have a good strip club. Rob Jigga says love using Neighbors in that Madden 25 beta. I have no motivation to get Madden anymore. That game stinks. Mark Clark, he was wasting money, but that's his money. Yep. That's his money. He's earned it. He has earned it. They're just not allowed. Oh, yeah. No boats, no ATVs, and no fireworks. As long as it's not a boat in Miami during playoff time, as long as there's not fireworks and ATVs in Mexico, I'm cool with it. I'm cool with it. All right, you ready? All right, let's get into it. Over the weekend, rookie wide receiver Malik Nabers was seen partying in the strip club with his friends, and everybody has an opinion on it. So I'm going to share mine, and I'm going to tell you my thoughts on it, and if I think it is a problem or not, or if Joe Schoen and Brian Daboll should be worried. But first, I want to open up the comment section to everybody watching. What are your thoughts on Malik Nabers partying in a strip club? I think this will go one of two ways, and I'm curious what all the real ones have to say. So sound off in the comment section for me right now. You're watching Giants Now by Chat Sports. I am your host, Marshall Green. Let's dive into it. Over the weekend, rookie wide receiver Malik Nabers out of LSU, who they selected number 6 overall in round 1, shared a video to his Instagram of him partying in the strip club, throwing some money, dancing to some music, looking like he was having a great time. I'm a little bit jealous, to be quite honest with you. Throwing some money. He was iced out, had the chain on. It looked like a lot of fun. And I know this might be breaking news to some people. NFL players, they party in strip clubs. A lot of them. I'd say at least 90% of the people that have played in the NFL have at least one time stepped their foot into a strip club. That's what they do. That's what NFL players do. That's what NBA players do. That's what athletes do. That's what young people do, especially rich young people. They like to have fun. They like to spend their money. And a place where you can spend a lot of money and have a lot of fun, that's a strip club. Maybe you get some really good chicken wings as well. I would have no idea about that. My main 5 takeaways, though, and overall thoughts. 1, partying in a strip club, last time I checked, it's not illegal. He didn't do anything against the law. He was there doing nothing but legal activities. And who hasn't partied in a strip club? Like, let's just be honest. I mean, I never have, of course. But who hasn't? He's a young millionaire who's in the off season, and he went and partied at a strip club. Look, I don't really have any problem with it at all. The only thing I would say is don't let the off the field mess up the on the field. And it's not, because we saw Malik Nabers post about a workout video that morning. And that morning after, he posted himself again working out. So he's doing things on the field to make himself better. I don't care if he wants to go to a strip club and spend his own money in his off time. I didn't see a video of him drinking. 1, 2, I don't care if he's drinking. But didn't look like he was, so I'm cool with that. Number 2, the only thing I actually do have a problem with about is this. There was no need to share that post. His friend, I assume his friend, took the video of him, multiple videos, and posted it. The friend posted it to their Instagram story. He then tagged Malik Nabers. Malik Nabers did not post that video. He shared it to his Instagram, and that's, if I'm being nitpicky at all, which again, I do not have a problem with him going to a strip club, I just don't love that he shared it to his Instagram. Life is about perception. And I don't want everything in my life I do to be to the public eye. And athletes, they don't either, and they should not. And while drinking and not saying he was smoking weed, drinking, partying, those things can be frowned upon, but they are legal. Let's just not put it out there for everybody to see. I don't need little 8-year-old Marshy going on Instagram Sunday morning seeing Malik Nabers at the strip club. I don't have a problem with it, but you don't need to let everybody know what you're doing. You don't have to show everybody you're at the strip club. If I had any problem with it at all, it would be that. You don't have to let everybody get a peek behind the curtains of the Malik Nabers lifestyle. And that's why I say my next point, just know your surroundings. Know your surroundings. Because everyone wants a piece of Malik Nabers right now. He's a superstar receiver in the making for the New York Giants. Just signed almost a $50 million contract. Drafted inside the top 10. Got to know your surroundings. You got to know people are taking videos of you. You got to know people are posting that, tagging you. Like, people are like, oh, look, Johnny's hanging out with Malik Nabers in the strip club. That's cool. Johnny's thinking, oh, shit, I got a video of me and Malik Nabers party in the strip club. Again, not a problem. Just no need to share the post. And know your surroundings a little bit. And overall, just keep the main thing the main thing. Like, the main thing, the reason you're able to go throw thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars in the strip club, if you did, not saying you did, is because of the main thing, which is playing football. The reason you're in the position that you are is because of what you do on the football field. And I don't have any problem or any worry that this is taking away from it, because like we mentioned earlier, I woke up on Sunday morning or Saturday morning, and I saw Malik Nabers putting in work with Tank Dell and other receivers in the NFL, working out with a trainer. Posted a video of him getting off a plane, touchdown, immediately going to work. And then he went out and partied. Which who doesn't party after or like to have fun or go relax or do whatever it is after you work out or you go do work, you do something for your job or you have time off, you take advantage of it. Just keep the main thing the main thing. Football, football, football. Because it's not a problem. Going to the strip club is not a problem. Partying as a pro athlete is not a problem. Until it is. Until it is. So don't let that stack up. Don't let that be the first of a long laundry list of things. It's not a problem until it is. So, right here. We've seen young, talented athletes in New York be torn down by the media. They find these players, whatever it is, and they like to tear them down. Nobody loves doing it more to young, talented receivers in the New York media. We saw him do it to Odell Beckham. Right or wrong, deserved it or not deserved it. It became a thing for the media to always talk about him. You know why? Because it was click-worthy. Because it was newsworthy. And fair or not, this will be something that people talk about when or if Malik Nabers struggles. When or if Malik Nabers struggles. We'll go back to the list 5 just to clear it all out. You go to a beach on Monday, you play in a playoff game on Sunday, and you drop a lot of passes, it's a problem. You go to a strip club, you have a slow start to the rookie year, you don't know the playbook, it's then a little bit of a problem. Overall, it's not a problem. I don't care or I don't not care. It's not illegal. He didn't do anything wrong. He went to a place where he is allowed to go. There's just no need to share the post. You don't need to let all the young Giants fans know that you party in the strip club. You're a role model. People look up to you. That's a privilege. Hone that privilege in. Know your surroundings. You go outside, people want to watch you. People want to look at you. People want to take pictures of you. People want to be seen with you. Keep the main thing the main thing. Don't let all the lights, the glamour, the party, and the money, the strip club, the girls, all that distract you from the main thing, which is football. It's not a problem until it is. And I don't think it'll ever be a problem because that means he wouldn't be playing well or he did more things off the field bad. I don't believe that. Keep the main thing, and don't let bad things stack on top of each other. What's your one-word reaction to Malik Nabers partying in the strip club? Your one-word reaction. One, I don't have a problem with it. I wish there's no need for anyone to know about this. What's your one-word reaction to Malik Nabers partying in the strip club? Meh. So what? Young millionaire partying in the strip club. I don't really care. It just doesn't really matter. It's football that I care about. And I don't think that one night in the strip club or any of the other nights that Giants players spent in the strip club or that any of the other 90% of NFL players do, it's not going to affect them. Meh. So what? Who cares? It's July. Welcome to the offseason. Make sure you are following me on social media. I'm tweeting and I'm posting about the New York Giants on Twitter as well as on Instagram. Hit me up over there. Let's go Giants. Kenya says, wish I was there. Me too, dog. Me too. Cha says, Beckham too. Knew that was coming. Rob Jigga says, slow news day. Joey DeLuca says, so what? Michael says, I have no problem with it. Brandon Reyes says, let's go Giants. Tomorrow is a new episode of Hard Knocks. No, I'm excited for that. Episode 1 was a lot of fun. Pedro, social media. Jay Sports Card says, do you think Isaiah Simmons will make the final 53? I think there's a shot. There's a good shot there. He's going to have to be healthy, and he's got to prove it that he can play multiple positions. Throwing shade, didn't Malik Nabers just turn 21? He's only 21. He's only 20. Gilly says, strip clubs aren't even fun, and I love women. LOL. Brandon says, I agree with Joey, so what? Just focus on the main goal. Shane says, don't care right now. Let's see how his season goes, though. I'm with you. Charles Lawrence, what's up, man? Appreciate the super chat, homie. Says, do you think John Michael Schmitz will become a Pro Bowl center and take the next step like our star left tackle? Honestly, I'd be disappointed if he didn't. You drafted a center in the second round of the NFL draft. That guy needs to be a productive ball player for you. And we've focused so much on Evan Neal that we've kind of been able to give John Michael Schmitz a pass, which is not fair. He was not good his rookie year. And for a 24-year-old rookie that was supposed to be plug and play and the best center in the draft, he was really bad at times. Like, really bad. My eyes told me he was a better football player than that when I scouted him in college. And I believe he is that guy. But he's got to be better. Like, simply put, if John Michael Schmitz plays like he did last year, this year, Giants need to go get another center. Someone's got to get these young offensive linemen to play well. Hopefully it could be Carmen Brasillo. It was actually embarrassing how bad John Michael Schmitz was last year. I haven't gotten to fully talk about that. It was a joke. The whole offensive line was a joke. Player 2 says, Marsh, did you watch the recent clip of Speak Talk? No. I don't watch the show Speak. It's a terrible show. I'm not watching that garbage. Brooklyn Dodger says, these New York beat reporters are going to run the man out of New York before the first game. It's kind of what I was saying, man. Like, it seems like nobody loves tearing down young athletic wide receivers more than the New York Giants media. Yeah, Zach Attack. Anytime I think about the Giants' offensive line, I get pissed off. We're going to get to a mailbag in about 25 minutes or so. If you want to get your questions featured on the mailbag, hashtag Giants or Super Chat. All Super Chats will be featured on today's show. Jay Fed says Neighbors needs to come up to Canada.
$49 away from us doing a beer shotgun race. We get $100 in total Super Chat revenue. We would do a, what are we going to do, Happy Dad?
Now we do some Happy Dad races. What's up, man? I don't think Malik Nabers is in trouble at all. I think it might be breaking news to some people that NFL players go to strip clubs.
Wait, they like to have fun?
I don't have any problem with it, to be honest with you. I just don't love how he shared the video. Like, you don't need to be posting that on your own social media.
Oh, thank you.
Joey says, I'm saying Burns going to have more sacks. Are people pro Malik Nabers strip club? We have 302 votes in our live poll. 25% say they have a problem with it. So, supporting small business. Supporting American-built businesses on the 4th of July seems pretty patriotic to me. Yeah. I guess we hate Malik Nabers because he loves America. He's probably paid more tuition than Biden has. All right, let's not do that here. Pokey Moore, appreciate the question, man. C. Sanders says, what's up, guys? Did anyone see the interview with the O-line thought? I did not see the interview with the O-line. I did see that. Throwing Shades says, on a scale of 1 to 10, just how difficult is the Giants' schedule this year? Well, they have the 6th hardest schedule in the league. 6th hardest schedule in the league. Gavin, do I like your new profile picture? Fire, bro. Fire.
What is it?
Kenya, is it me or did it sound like John Mara wanted to buy? Yeah, John Mara definitely wanted Saquon Barkley to stay. He definitely wanted Saquon Barkley to stay. All righty, let's talk about some training camp stuff.
All right.
As long as the Cowboys and Eagles are good, we'll always have a hard schedule. That's true. That is true. Because they're in the AFC. They're not in the same conference. Not in the same conference. That's why. You're only going to get that matchup once every 5 years or so. Once every 5 years. Gavin says, I just got HBO Max. Yes, sir. Hard Knocks is awesome. Yeah, no, I loved episode 1. Loved episode 1. If you haven't yet, please hit that thumbs up icon and let's talk about some training camp stuff. New York Giants training camp is right around the corner. So on today's video here on Giants Now by Chat Sports, we're going to go through my top 5 position battles. The Giants at some position of need still need some players to step up and claim their winning spots. We'll break that down. I'm Marshall Green. Let's do it. Here is the Giants training camp schedule as it is set to kick off in about 2 weeks. We'll have 3 practices in a row on the week of July 24th. You go on the 24th, 25th, and 26th. And then you'll be back at it the following week with 5 practices on that next week. Then you'll close it out with 3 practices in a row and 2 joint practices with the Detroit Lions. The Giants did joint practices last year with the Lions, and they will be doing it again. I like joint practices. You get to go against people that you haven't really gone against all spring and into the summer. You get another look, and you get to see really where you stack up. And I think that joint practices are very important, and I am glad the Giants are going to be doing them once again this year. If you're ready for the 2024 NFL season to start, hit that thumbs up icon. I'm pumped up. We're getting closer and closer. I think we're less than 10 Sundays away at this point from week 1. Hit the like button if you're ready to go. All righty, with training camp almost here, let's dive into it. Some top position battles heading into New York Giants training camp. There are still some positions that I'm worried about, and we didn't talk about it on today's show, but the offensive line, I'm not sure there will be any training camp battles for the top 5 offensive linemen. I think it's pretty set in stone that your week 1 offensive line will be Andrew Thomas, Jermaine Illuminor, with John Michael Schmitz, John Runyan, and Evan Neal at your starting 5. But maybe we're looking at some interior backup offensive lineman battles, or who's going to be that swing tackle. Will it be Azudu or will it be somebody else? Didn't bring up the offensive line in specific in this video, but I'm always going to have my eyes on them heading into training camp. CB2, though, is my number one position battle to watch. We all know that that Deonte Banks is going to be the starting corner for this football team. He is going to hold down one side of the fort. Who's going to be on the other side, though? Will it be the third-year player, Cordell Flott? Will the second-year player, Trey Hawkins, be that? Or will it be Trey Herndon? Will he be the player who you signed after training camp, or mini camp, in OTAs, because Cordell Flott struggled this spring. Like, Flott didn't look good. Anytime you saw Malik Nabers highlight, it was 28 in coverage. Anytime you saw Jalen Hyatt highlight, 28 was in coverage. Anytime you saw Wan'Dale Robinson making plays, seemed like 28 was in coverage. And he struggled, and that's why you went out and you signed Herndon early on following minicamp and OTA. So you look at this cornerback depth chart, and you got to think, who's it going to be? Like, is Trey Hawkins ready to take that next step, as he was not good at all his rookie year after the offseason hype train was full speed ahead? Will they bounce Nick McLeod outside? Will Herndon, after being signed essentially off the streets just a couple of weeks ago, take that job? I don't have much hope in Aaron Robinson. I don't think that David Long Jr. is going to be that guy. So, look, I'm not confident. It's a premium position. The Giants just don't have premium talent there. If Deonte Banks becomes an elite shutdown corner, that will ease my pessimistic thinking at times, but I don't have the most trust in Flott, Hawkins, or Herndon. They could show that we're wrong and maybe prove us all wrong, though, and they be those guys. QB2, I know a lot of people are just writing in Drew Lock as that guy, and probably deservedly so, right? Like, you gave him $5 million. You made more of a financial commitment to Drew Lock than Tommy DeVito, but I do think there will be a head-to-head competition, at least in Tommy DeVito's eyes. Hey, if I go out there and over this next 2.5-week stretch, I play top better than Drew Lock and I do the things that Tommy DeVito does and I win over this coaching staff some more, maybe he could be that QB2. You look at some of the things that Drew Lock has done in his NFL career as a starter. He's started 23 games. He's 9-14 in those games, completing about 60% of his passes, just shy of 5,000 yards with 27 touchdowns and 20 INTs. Look, Drew Lock likes to take chances. He likes to throw the ball down the field. He is a gunslinger to the tee. He's gonna rip it, and he might throw in a couple interceptions. That's why he has 27 touchdowns and 20 interceptions in 23 games. He's not scared. He's going to take chances. And the Giants could use that in a backup quarterback. Whereas Tommy DeVito, I thought played pretty decent at times last year. Very obviously still a rookie in this league, but considering the circumstances and the lack of offensive line skill that was on this team, being sacked 37 times, the guy threw 8 touchdowns, went 3 times to get the Giants a win, was the NFC Offensive Player of the Week on Monday Night Football against the Green Bay Packers. I think it's more than fair to say that Locke and DeVito will be competing for that QB2 spot in training camp. Who do you think it should be? Who should be the backup quarterback to Daniel Jones? Is it Drew Lock? Is it Tommy DeVito? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section. I think RB2, the guy that's going to be the second back behind Devin Singletary, is up for grabs at this point. And the two guys that I'm looking at first and foremost are Eric Gray, the second-year player out of Oklahoma, and I'm also looking at Tyrone Tracy, the rookie that was drafted on day 3 of the NFL draft, the receiver turned running back. Ja'Shawn Corbin, I'm sure, will battle for that spot as well as Dante Miller and Sailors, who you signed from the XFL just a couple of weeks ago. But I really think it's going to come down to Gray and Tracy. Gray is going to get the first crack at it. Seniority there. He knows the playbook a little bit more. Got to get to know this offense and go through an offseason before. But I do think Tracy is a little bit better of a back. I think he's got more upside. I think he's got more versatility. He could help you in the pass game. Eric Gray, I'm not ready to write him off, but I didn't love the pick at the time, and I'm not so sure that he'll ever be the player the Giants thought they were getting. He's got an opportunity to prove us all wrong, and I hope he does for the New York Giants' sake. Defensive tackle number 2, the big guy lined up inside next to Dexter Lawrence, is the next position battle that I'm going to be looking forward to because, like CB2, don't go to that. That's not right. Like CB2, I do not have confidence necessarily in these second defensive tackles. You're going to have Raheem Nunez-Roches, and that's really about it, right? Like, Jordan Phillips, I guess. Is he going to go in there? Is Jordan Riley going to be ready? Is that really going to happen? I'm not so sure. Raheem Nunez-Roches was okay, I guess you could say, this past year for the Giants. Didn't blow me away. Did enough to stay on the field. But overall, man, like CB2 and like DT2, you don't have NFL talent there. Like Raheem Nunez-Roches he's a backup offensive lineman. Like, he just is. He's not someone that should be playing the bulk of the snaps. DJ Davidson was a 7th-round pick from 2 years ago. Jordan Riley, Jordan Phillips, and Ryder Anderson, like, you just don't got NFL talent there. It actually is upsetting to see that you're going to roll out Raheem Nunez-Roches as your DT2 next to Dexter Lawrence. That's not good at all. The safety 2 position will be one of the more fun ones to watch go and be played out in the offseason. You got the rookie Tyler Nubin out of Minnesota, who you selected in round 2. I think a lot of people are sleeping on him. We did a video last week of why is no one talking about Tyler Nubin. I think he's going to be ready to play day 1. He's just going to have to beat out Dane Belton, who has not really gotten a fair shake of his own, whether it be because of bodies or XYZ, to be that guy. I mean, he's played in 32 games so far in his career, and I trust this guy's instincts, his football IQ, his ability to diagnose plays and read offenses. He's always in the right spot at the right time. 4 INTs, 5 pass breakups, 3 fumble recoveries. The guy has been accounted for 7 turnovers in 32 games. Seems like he's always in the right spot at the right time. Whether it is Belton or Nubin, though, there's going to be multiple safeties playing on the field almost at all times. Shane Bowen ran dime coverage 24% of the times last year for the Tennessee Titans, the second highest number in the NFL. So they're going to get multiple safeties on the field. So you'll see packages with Pinnock, Belton, Nubin all on the field at one time. But when you do go to that 2 safety set and you are playing that 2 high, whether it be halves or quarters, who's it going to be? Is it going to be Nubin? I'd like to see it be Nubin because you invested a 2nd-round pick in him. But I also, on the other hand, would like to see it be Belton because he's a 3rd-year player after being a 4th-round pick. And you need some ROI, on some of these investments. Need some return on investments because some of the people from that first draft class that Joe Shane selected, we haven't got much return on those investments. What position battle are you most excited about? Is it CB2? Is it quarterback 2? Is it safety number 2? Who's it going to be? Let me know in the comment section. Make sure you are following me on social media, trying to up my social media game, and I need your help. So if you're looking for nonstop Giants news on Twitter or Instagram, hit me up at @MarshallGreen_. Dope. Well, it said he had 9.5 sacks last year, and that's just not true. See, Sanders, I love a guy named Boogie Basham. Sounds like he could play. I wish he played as good as the name sounded. Shout out to Thomas Meyer, $5 super chat. We appreciate you, man. I've got futures on Malik Nabers over 850.5 receiving yards and Giants over 6.5 wins. How are we feeling about it, Marsh? Keep it up. Love y'all at Chat Sports. Thomas, appreciate you, man. My official record prediction at this current moment is the Giants will win 7 games. So that's over 6.5, but I don't love the room that we have to spare there. And I feel confident that Malik Nabers will have more than 850 yards receiving. I think he's a guy that's going to be pushing for 1,000. I think the Giants are going to target him early and often. I think he could lead rookie pass catchers in targets because Jones is going to force feed him the ball. And Giants are going to force feed him the ball. So I like both those. I like the over on the yards more for Nabers. Obviously, it will depend on his availability. I've got the Giants over 6.5 wins, but I'm not betting my house on it just yet. Gavin says, I hate Jones. I want Locke to start 17 games. Okay. I got you, brother. I'm not going to tell anyone how to feel about Daniel Jones at this point. Everyone's had their own path with Daniel Jones as their quarterback, so you're entitled to feel how you will. All righty, we're going to close today's show with a mailbag. Last call to get in on that. Hashtag Giants or Super Chat. How are we looking on questions here? Shout out to Reed getting it done on the ones and twos. Gavin in the building says Rochez's teeth are scary. He's got grill. He's got a grill in there, some ice. All righty. Last chance to get on the mailbag, and we're going to close the video with that for today. Dez says, name a player that would be a surprise to make this roster. That's a good question, Dez. It's a good question. All right, all right. Love that. Shane Tompkins says, you mentioned D-line depth. What about Casey Rogers? Well, Casey Rogers is an undrafted free agent. Kind of a rule of thumb for me, you don't put expectations on undrafted free agents. That's not fair to the player, and that's not fair to the Giants in a sense of, why am I letting them off the hook for not adding legit NFL talent because they have a UDFA at that spot? You know what I'm saying? Like, Brian Montgomery says, we are waiting on cuts from other teams. It's obvious. That's not a good spot to be in. So you're waiting to add players to your team that couldn't make the roster of other teams? That was cool in year one when the Giants didn't have salary cap space. That was okay in year two when the Giants were at the bottom of the waiver wire order. I'm not giving them that. Shane says, I've heard some buzz on him. No, like, I'm not trying to come at you, bro. I'm sorry if that's how it came across. Just for me personally, whether it be the NFL or the NBA, I don't put expectations on 7th round or UDFA rookies. That's not fair. What happened to the Chapman guy who was getting real hype? He's a UDFA out of SMU, brother. That's what he is at this point. He's got to make this team. Shane, my guy. You know that, bro. Love you too, bro. Like, you get what I'm saying, though? Like, why? Like, the Giants should be criticized for the lack of NFL talent that they have at premium positions. Right tackle, CB2, defensive tackle 2. I'm not giving them credit for having added UDFAs at that position. Go get people that are actual NFL players. It's year fucking 3. It's not year 1 of Joe Shane's tenure. It's year 3. It's year 3.
And it's different, too. Like, if you can go out and get UDFAs if you need depth.
Yes.
If you need depth, 100% we'll give you give the credit when credit's due, getting good depth. But that's behind people who are actually, have started in games and have experience and a resume that's like, yes, that's a very good football player. And then you add depth behind that, that's a roster. Like, that you build a good roster, but you're not there yet. You gotta bring in somebody else and then use those UDFAs, and that's perfect.
You don't want to be ever talking about a UDFA being a starter. Ever. Before the season even starts. They come out and ball out in the early weeks, sure, we'll talk about it. Yep, you're right, Kenya. That's the reason. I'm getting upset thinking about it. All righty, let's close the show with a mailbag before I get pissed off because the Giants didn't really improve at the offensive line like they needed to, or CB2, or defensive tackle because they're one of the worst run defenses in the NFL. Let's talk about more fun stuff, right? Hard Knocks is tomorrow. Let's have some fun. It's mailbag time here on Giants Now by Chat Sports. If we did not get to your question today, it's your own dang fault. And you have an opportunity to change it right now. Do so by hitting that subscribe button because we only answer questions from subs. Shout out to the real ones. And turn on your notifications. That way, when we go live next Monday at around 5 p.m. Eastern Time, you can be there to join us. So do that. And let me know, what position battle are you most excited about? We'll be talking about some training camp stuff and position battles as well. What position battle are you most excited about? Is it for the backup quarterback job, the CB2 job, the interior D2, interior defensive line battle next to Dexter Lawrence? Give me a position battle you are excited about. Elise, first question. What's your prediction for the New York Giants? I assume you're talking about record. I've got the Giants record at 7-10 right now, and that could go to 6-11. That could go to 8-9. I think 7. Look, the odds makers out west, Las Vegas has their win total at 6.5. I think they're right on the money with that. Dubs 14. How much yards for Darius Slayton? Well, I'll just pull up what he did the last couple of years. 770, 724. Can we get another year where Darius Slayton has more than 700 receiving yards? I think Nabers is going to hopefully double him up in targets this year, close to that. Darius Slayton last year had 79 targets. If he has 140, Malik Nabers, he would be top 5 all time in rookie targets. If Slayton gets another 79 targets, I want Nabers to be at 140. Give me 700 yards for Darius Slayton. Gavin Powell, what's up, man? First of all, you like my new profile pic? Awesome. Anyway, how much to sign Simmons? I'd say anywhere from $8 to $12 million. Could get that done. Justin Simmons, the safety free agent. He's been a Pro Bowler. I think he's also been an All-Pro player at one point. Comes from the Denver Broncos. According to the odds makers out west, Las Vegas have the Giants as the #1 free agency destination for Justin Simmons. I think anywhere from $8 to $12 million a year for 1 year could get that done for him to come play for Big Blue. Ryan Liskowitz, who won't live up to the hype this season? One, I hate answering a question like this because I'm pretty much having to say who I think is going to not be good this year for the Giants. But with everything factored in, right, with the bad offensive line, with the Giants not having a good run game last year, I don't just expect Devin Singletary to come in here and be great when Saquon Barkley couldn't be great. So if I had to choose anybody that won't live up to the hype, it would be Devin Singletary. And one, I don't even know what hype he has. But this is more so because I don't believe in the Giants' process of how they've built a run game, more so than the player of Devin Singletary. And if I had to give you someone on defense, does Kayvon Thibodeau get 11.5 sacks again? I hope so. We need him to. Need him to take that step. The film and the numbers tell you that some of those sacks were outliers. I want him to be a full-time game wrecker, not a game wrecker for 2 or 3 plays. Needs to be more locked in this year. Des Powell, what's up, man? What are some free agent signings or trades you expect or want to see improve this roster? The Giants could go out right now and make 2 moves and be a better football team tomorrow than you were today. Go out and sign Connor Williams, one of the best left guards in the NFL. He could play center. You could play him at left guard. You could play Jermaine Luminor at right tackle, and you don't have to depend on Evan Neal. Your team's immediately better. Also, Stephon Gilmore. I know some people are saying it costs $10 million to sign Stephon Gilmore. You know why? Because he's a damn good football player, and he plays a primary position, a position of need. Go out and you sign Stephon Gilmore. You go out and you sign Connor Williams, and you're a better football team overnight because you added a legit corner and you added another professional offensive lineman. 2 position groups that you don't have top-end talent at, and there's top-end talent available at those positions. Go get it done. Joey DeLuca. Marsh, do you think it's breakout season for Hyatt? It's about time. Like, this isn't the NBA where you get 3-4 years. Like, in the NFL, if you're a top 3-round pick and you weren't good your rookie year, and I'm not saying Hyatt wasn't good. There were reasons he wasn't good, though. And you weren't good your second year. You're entering year 3 on, like, the last legs. This question is dependent on Daniel Jones. Can't throw the ball to himself. He can't block for Daniel Jones. He plays a dependent position. I think he will have better numbers, and I think he will be better because I think he's a good football player. But that team last year, when you get sacked 85 times and your quarterback can't throw the deep ball, you're not going to be very good if you're a deep threat, huh? Gilly, what happens if Neal doesn't participate in all of most of training camp? What happens if I'm the coach or if Joe Schoen and Brian Daboll are calling the shots? I would already be trying someone else at right tackle. And his name's Jermaine Illuminor. Because the reason you signed him is for what he did at right tackle with the Las Vegas Raiders. I will digress. What happens? I think the Giants start to actually look in the mirror and say, what are we going to do to prepare for this season? Right? If he's not ready to go in training camp, you got to try someone else there. Josh Azudu has been the guy practicing at right tackle with Evan Neal not going. So I guess Joshua Azudu is the answer to that. I'm sure we all want to hear that. If you're ready for the season, hit that thumbs up icon for me. I'm ready. Hard Knocks, it's getting me juiced up. It's been awesome so far. Getting that inside access of the offseason has been a lot of fun. Has me ready for Sundays. If you're ready, like the video. AJ Chaco, what's up, man? What kind of offensive layout will the team have this season? i.e. scheme, play style? I think it's going to be very similar to what they did their first year here, AJ, where they make it extremely easy on Daniel Jones. Now they have a receiver who's dynamic, so I could see some more quick game. Maybe they take some more shots down the field, trying to get the ball in Malik Nabers' hands any way possible. But I don't expect some radical change in gameplay and offensive strategy and scheme, right? You didn't add personnel outside of Nabers to change your offense. You still got Daniel Jones. You still have a right tackle you can't count on. You now actually take a step back in tight end compared to Darren Waller. Grind it out. Low A-dot. A lot of play action. A lot of rollouts. A lot of QB runs. A lot of dink and dunk. And trying to get yourself in third and manageable a lot. That's what I expect out of the Giants this year. Shane Tompkins, you mentioned D-line depth about Casey Rogers or Boogie Basham. The reason I didn't mention Casey Rogers as defensive line depth for the Giants is, one, because he's an undrafted free agent, and he may not make the 53-man roster for the Giants. If he does, I apologize, but I don't think it's fair to include UDFAs in long-term plans of a football team until they've proven that on a football field on Sundays. And for Boogie Basham, there's a reason that he was traded for a 7th-round pick from Buffalo. A lot of potential. This hasn't been put it together. Casey Rogers and Boogie Basham are not the answers for the New York Giants. Throwing Shea, what's up, man? On a scale of 1 to 10, just how difficult is the Giants' schedule this year? Well, they have the 6th hardest schedule in the NFL. So I'd say that's close to a 10, maybe an 8. Maybe an 8 there. Got to play the Cowboys twice. Got to play the Eagles. Then you got to go play the AFC North. Steelers are good. Bengals are good. Ravens are good. Browns are good. You got to play the NFC South this year. Falcons got better. Panthers got better. That should be a win, though. Saints are always going to be a grimy team to play. And the Bucs are coming off a playoff win. Giants have a hard schedule this year. That's the NFC East, and that's what happens when you're the 3rd or 4th best team in a division. Rashad, what's up, man? What's your take on Joe Schoen based on Hard Knocks? I don't have any problems. And this video was filmed prior to episode 2, so kind of a disclaimer there. Episode 1, I like what he said. We have needs as pass rusher, CB2, offensive line, and offensive playmaker. We have a need at running back, but the need for the running back is not that. I like how he's putting pressure on Daniel Jones. I think he knows that this is it for Daniel Jones. This is his last chance. You don't pay a running back $12 million. You don't pay a quarterback $40 million and hand it off to a $12 million running back. That stuck with me. I don't have any problems with anything he did in episode 1. I liked what he did. Ian, is it still a high possibility for the Giants to sign a QB? A cornerback? Yeah, it's a high possibility. They got $13 million in cap space, and they can create another $14 million if they restructure Andrew Thomas. That's $27 million. There's no reason not to go out and sign a player that can help this team right now at a position of need. Is this what we're going into the season with? Who's guarding Devontae Smith when Deonte Banks guards A.J. Brown? Who? Cordell Flott? Nick McLeod? Look, I don't mean to be disrespectful to these men, but there's been nothing shown in 2 years that Cordell Flott could be a starting outside corner. Trey Hawkins got benched after 2 games because he was unplayable. Nick McLeod has signed 3 straight 1-year contracts for a reason. Hardest position on defense is corner, because you got to guard the best and most skilled players on offense. And you only got one guy, and Deonte Banks, and let's be honest, he wasn't that great his rookie year. He looked like a rookie, had some good moments, had some not so good moments. You got to add more talent there, man. Go get Stephon Gilmore. It's just frustrating. Just frustrating. I'll ask you again, what position battle are you most excited about? We're in the mailbag here. What position battle are you most excited about? Let me know in the comments section. Dope. Kenya, it's a joke. And, they're not fooling me. I'm not getting fooled by this. Oh, we think Cordell Flott could be that guy. No, you don't. No, you don't. You went outside Trey Herndon, who tried out for your team at minicamp, and you signed him because of how bad your corner room is. Man. Corner and offensive line. You don't want to be weak at those spots, or you're going to be in for a long, long season. And I'm not sure the Giants are strong at either of those.
Guys, let me know if I missed any of your questions in there. I know I didn't get in the official mailbag, but if I did miss anything, let me know, because then we can answer it right now if you want.
Des Powell says some people are calling Brian Burns overrated. I don't think he's overrated. People are saying we spent too much money on him. You want to disagree. That's a cost of getting an elite edge rusher. That's the cost of doing business for an elite edge rusher. Rashad says safety. Yeah, I want to see Dane Belton and Tyler Nubin battle it out for that starting safety role. They'll be on the field together, but that's one. Yeah. Nothing matters, Gilly, if the offensive line sucks. Nothing matters. Skilly, how many safeties, linebackers, corners do we keep considering Bowen's DB heavy scheme? Give me 1 second.
That's a good question, Gilly. I think I missed this one, so I wanted to get back to it.
So a little bit different here how I'll answer this, Gilly. Last year, obviously Shane Bowen wasn't on this staff last year, but I think it's good to look at last year's and compare it to this year. Last year, the Giants kept 6 corners, and they kept 6 corners, 5 inside linebackers, and 5 safeties. I bet it could be 5 safeties, 6 corners. I bet it's similar numbers. Gilly. Maybe 1 less inside linebacker. Maybe 1 less inside linebacker. Maybe 1 less. All righty. We're going to sign off on today's show. Appreciate you guys. Shout out to everybody in the building. As always, we love y'all. We appreciate y'all. Major love. We'll be back later. Let's go Giants.